Pilot mobility. It's time to dispel all of the doom and gloom and hatred towards Respawn that everyone has been spewing all over Reddit and the forums for the past couple of months. Now that you guys are seeing some footage by a good PC mover on his own preferred input method, on a screen that's not laggy, that's not delayed, with the game at a full 90 degrees of field of view, with some even further limiting factors removed from the game since that first weekend of the tech test. Just look at how fast I'm able to go. Look how easily I'm able to move with only, what, a couple of hours of gameplay? Actually, you know what? Screw that. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to post literally the first ever gameplay of Titanfall 2 that I had on this new, this version of the game that I played. So this is the absolute first game I ever played of Titanfall 2 sitting down in Respawn Studios. So I will show you that, and I will maybe show you one of the very last ones. You can see if there's maybe some slight differences, but I really doubt it. The speed and mobility is there. It's intuitive. It feels good. It feels great, like Titanfall 1. Sure, it's different. Sure, the approach is different. Sure, some of the feeling is changed from Titanfall 1. But that doesn't make it bad. It's still really good. It's still really enjoyable. I'm still able to traverse the map in the way that I want to traverse it. And in a lot of ways, I can do it better than I could in Titanfall 1. With the addition of slides, with the changes to stim, with the addition of grappling hook, I can do things that I could never do before. And the trade-offs are absolutely fine. I'm really enjoying the mobility system. I'm really enjoying the speed I'm able to acquire. Air strafing feels absolutely fantastic. Now, eject strafing, not so much. I'll talk about that later. But air strafing, just regular, bunny hopping. Let's say I'm like bunny hopping on the ground. I grab a wall. I'm running along the wall of the building, and the building is about to end, and I want to make a 90-degree turn around the corner to continue wall running on the same building, just a different side of that same building, right? I feel like it's a lot easier for me to perform that air strafing maneuver, to move my body through the air and get my right side, from, wall A to wall B. Very, very, very easily. I could still do it in Titanfall 1 with relative ease, but it felt just as easy, if not easier, this time around with some improved air control mechanics. While I wasn't able to quite get maximum speed from like a single wall like I could in Titanfall 1, with 2 walls, it felt very simple. Just wall hop, and start, slide hopping, and I'm pretty much at near max velocity. Now, could I go faster? Sure, I can go a lot faster if I start using stuff like stim, if I start using teammates and grapple hooking on friendly Titans and then jumping over them as they dash away to get that maximum range grapple hook for the biggest acceleration factor, whatever. There's all kinds of techniques I could use to get going even faster, but just as a pilot, let's say you don't have stim or grapple and you just want to get going fast, quick, 2 walls, slide hop, and you're pretty much golden. It feels fine. But I guess I can't be 100% positive about it. There is one thing that I am very much disliking, and I have no remorse in being vocal about this, is that the ejection height in Titanfall 2 is very low. It's very exploitable. It's very easy to shoot down ejecting pilots with both hit scan and projectile weapons, especially projectile weapons, because projectile weapons are no longer small little pinpricks that fly through the air. They have volume to them. They have size, much like Hanzo's arrows from Overwatch, which I'm sure I've made that comparison already in another video, but I'm making it again here. Ejections are very low. Eject strafing without stim is not good. You need stim to even have a decent ejection strafe, and you know what? I'm going to place a marker right here. You can hear me hitting my keyboard, and I promise not to forget it. I'm going to find a clip of me playing Legion for the very first time. Game Sager ejects from his Titan, and stim ejects. And with very few rounds in magazine, with imperfect aim, with him going as fast as he possibly can, I'm able to goose him with very little difficulty whatsoever. Now, some of that is coming from my experience with Titanfall 1 and killing ejection pilots. Sure, that is an acquired skill. That's not something you can just pick up and do, right? But, man, it just felt way too easy. I don't know. That's my one gripe with the mobility system as it is right now, is that stim ejecting is too weak, and, well, maybe, I don't know. I hate to say too weak, because that may not be correct. But it feels too easy to goose pilots in this game because of the way the ejection mechanics work. I don't know what I would suggest to make it feel better. A higher ejection height is probably not the right answer, but maybe it is. I'm just not really sure what could possibly be done about this, but that is the one thing that I will admit, is not feeling good to me, and I don't know if that's something that they can change. You know, this might just be that the way that Titanfall 2 is, and we kind of have to deal with that. So ejecting may not be as ubiquitous as it was in Titanfall 1. You may not always be ejecting from your Titan. Sometimes it may make more sense to die in your Titan or to get out of it manually. Now, from what I could find, quick disembarking from your Titan does still function, at least with Tone. I didn't really test with any of the Ogre class Titans. I didn't test with Ion. Well, I did test with Ion in the tech test, and it did work then, and it worked with Tone. So I would imagine it still works with both the Atlas variants in this version of the game. Does it work with the Ogre variants? I'm not positive. Does it work with the Strider variants? I'm not positive. That was a bug coming from Titanfall 1, in that you could quickly disembark from an Atlas and an Ogre by crouching, aiming down, just basically below parallel with the ground. You had to aim below parallel and crouch, and you would disembark from your Titan like twice or 3 times as fast as you normally could. However, this glitch did not work with Striders at all. So I don't know if this actually is remaining in Titanfall 2. It's not something that I have tested because I was too busy playing the game and having fun and getting footage for you guys. Like, that's the last thing I'm worried about. But, you know, that was a thing in Titanfall 1 that a lot of times came into play, especially when you were trying to return a flag or pick up a flag or something like that, and ejecting was inappropriate. This is a technique that may become very commonplace in Titanfall 2. And it's not the hugest deal to request players to crouch while looking down to get out of their Titan, because crouch is such a ubiquitous keybind in this version of the game compared to Titanfall 1, where crouching was something that you rarely ever did unless you were abusing this glitch with Titans and getting out faster. In Titanfall 2, crouching is front and center with the slide mechanic, so it's not a huge request of players to, when they get out of their Titan, to also hold crouch, but it's very unintuitive, and it's something that you have to learn as opposed to it just being given to you. So what is the best way for Respawn to approach that? I have no idea. I'm not a game developer, I'm not a balancer. You know, it's not really my place to say. But in my opinion, there is some kind of an issue with ejecting and just leaving your Titan in general. At least that I'm perceiving one. Maybe there's not an issue, and it's a issue of my perceptions, but I don't know. I did wanted to highlight that, and I know I've rambled on about it for long enough, so I'll try and cut it short here. But guys, don't take that little doom and gloom about that one little bit too hard. The movement system, the wall running, the bunny hopping, the whatever else, it all feels really, really good. I'm really enjoying it. I had a lot of fun with it. It doesn't feel bad. I don't feel gimped. I feel just as fast as I did in Titanfall 1. It's just great. It's freaking awesome. Just watch the gameplay here and look at me zip around these maps. Like, just how could you possibly tell me that this is bad and the game is too slow? Like, get out of here. If you think the game is too slow, maybe it's on you to get better at moving. But in my opinion, I think it's great. So thank you guys for watching. I don't know what else to say, so I will leave you with that. Take care, guys. Peace.